is an important week for us, or an important month, because this was the month we celebrated my birthday, and not only was it my birthday, but on the second day of this month was Marilla Cushman's birthday. And mine was next, on the 15th. But it wasn't only my birthday, it was her husband's birthday, George Cushman. George, where are you?
Right there.
Right there. So it's George's birthday too. And then, where we were working with the foundation in Bailey's Crossroads, the man that was renting this space to us, Ed Petros, it was his birthday too, the 15th of March. So we used to celebrate our birthdays together. Oh, and then there was a fourth birthday, and that was Barbara LaFerre. Barbara, where are you?
Here.
Right there. I want you to know that Barbara was the longest employed person in the foundation that worked for me. We were getting started, and Marianne Cochran told me that we needed to get somebody to get organized, and that she knew this person that was assigned at the Pentagon who got everything well organized. And I said, okay. She said, well, she's got to retire first. I said, well, she's got to retire and come and retire. And Barbara came to work for us, and she was there, clear through, dedication, and more. So, Barbara, so we need to say happy birthday to her too. So there was the four of them. But the thing when we celebrate, well, Betty, where are you?
Way down
Betty?
Right down the very end.
Down there. Betty has worked here as a foundation office here in the building virtually since we dedicated. And she is coming up, I'm not sure what that birthday is, but it's the 30th. It's the end of the month. It's her birthday. 30th. And she's been with us all these years. And she's a terrific employee too. So I just wanted to, but, you know, when we would go celebrate our birthday with Ed Petros, he always brought his dog with him. And the dog's name was Bailey. So last year, I had these same people I just named together for us to celebrate. Ed is dead now, so he couldn't come, and Bailey is out in California. And lo and behold, here came a plant for the dinner we were having, and here was Bailey sticking his head out. So Ed's daughter is here. Where are you? She is down there. So she kept Bailey, and I took Bailey down there. And the next thing I knew, her and her husband brought me this Bailey. So I thought it would be too much. It just wouldn't be right not to recognize Ed Petros, who had given us some $100,000 to the donation, as a donation to the memorial. And to not do something for him and Bailey tonight. So this is for Bailey. Oh, so then I wanted to mention Norma Jean. Now, Norma Jean is here, because she and I went through high school together in Scotland, Illinois. And she was the vice president of our class. And we were talking the other day, there were 24 of us. We were the largest class to ever graduate from that school in Scotland, Illinois. And there were only 2 women left alive, her and me. And her birthday is coming up in about 10 days, and she'll be 90 too. So happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
And I want you to know that she got married not too terribly long ago. She had been married twice before, and both her previous husbands, unfortunately, became ill and died. But she married Harry. Harry was in the Air Force, and he was a pilot and retired as a major. And they drove here. They're both over 90 years old, or she's almost 90. And they drove from Tennessee to be here for this tonight.
Wow.
And I am thankful to both of And the next person is my sister,
Wave your hand.
who's going up and down. She led in the prayer at the beginning of the service. And she has been a help all the way through. She has been here many times, greeting people coming for the first time and giving them tours around. She also works on a computer and gives us all kinds of information that relates to people who are dead. And she came in this time. She spent the last 2 days sitting at the computer working in our office. And she doesn't get paid for this, but I am very grateful to her for all she's done. But she had some nieces. Rhea, two daughters. Daughters. Rhea is down here. Next is Tara, right there. And next is Micah.
Right here.
Right here. And
Yay, Aaron.
and then next is let's see, who's next? David. Well, David, where are you?
Right here.
I want you to know that David was here one time. David Freeman. Is that David Freeman? That's David Freeman, yeah. David Freeman helped paint the walls here at one time. And she needs a member of the family. Okay? Now, David Cantor.
There you go.
Yes, that's me.
He was in the Air Force Systems Command at the same time I was. And I met him, and one of the things he was working at up at the Massachusetts base that he was at. And I was really impressed, and I was the comptroller for Air Force Systems Command at that time. So I asked him if he would be willing to be the comptroller up there. He said, I've never been a comptroller. I said, you can do it, I'm sure you can. So he decided to do it, and he was the comptroller for 9 years. And he did a terrific job. And he still lives up there, and he flew down to be here and be with all of us tonight. And the next person I've got is Anita Stockman. And I knew it's right over there. Anita Stockman's father was a master sergeant. And I met him in Spain. And I went to visit his family in Madrid. And she was about this high then.
And her mother really had rules. She kept a clean house. And when the kids come in the door, they had to take off their shoes and walk barefoot because she wasn't going to have any dirt in the house. So she grew up in good shape.
Part of that is that when she had her floors waxed, she would have these little rags on the floor that we had to use to shuffle along to wax the shine.
They left it with their
We both
little rags. Yeah, that's it. And before her father retired, this was after he retired from the military, but he worked in budget here in the Pentagon. And he had retired from that and was living south of here when he died. And he was one of my closest friends forever. But she spent years working in the State Department. And one of the things that she did was you remember when Jimmy Carter had been passed over as president after he'd been president, and they had all those people who'd been in Iran in prison for about a year or two, and they were coming back to Germany, and he had not been reelected, and he was going to meet them there, and she was the person in the State Department who was sent there with him, with Jimmy Carter, to meet them. Cool. And this was very impressive because I invited her to go to the lunch one time with a friend of mine from California who worked for the Air Force, and her dad was there. And this was after when she had just gotten back from doing this. So I said, why don't you tell my friend about this? So she would give one sentence, and her dad, who stayed up at night and in the day, glued to the TV watching what was happening in Germany, and he would say, no, that wasn't what happened. What happened was this. It made a great story. So she's been a friend of mine since she was about so high in Spain to today still. Okay? Oh, and then there's a very special person that's sitting right here. Dan Sachs. Dan Sachs was my aide.
Still am.
I was the commander of the base at the Great Lakes. And he was one of the greatest people I ever had work with me. And you know, he did something that was just virtually unheard of. But when he left and I gave him all kinds of guidance of what he was to do, and he got promoted to lieutenant colonel before he left the army. And he married a young lady in Italy, and ended up, when he retired, he was living in Italy. His wife has since died, unfortunately. And I've met her, and she was a wonderful person. And he is now back here working at Fort Belvoir. And, but the thing that really gets me is all these years, from about 1983, something like that. 82. Every year he told me he would call me on my birthday. Every year, regardless of where he has been in the world, he has called me.
Here he is today.
And here he is tonight.
Expect a call tomorrow.
And Therese, where are you? Therese Moore worked for me when I was at Great Lakes. When we were getting ready for dedication, she came here and volunteered to help. as we did that. She did all kinds of things in those last days as we were getting ready for the big show. And then she was out in Arizona, and then years went by, and she called and ended up hiring to work for us here. And today, as time goes by, she's working with me on the obituaries. She's a terrific person. It's just amazing all that she has done for the Air Force. Now, not only for us in the service, but for the foundation. And I'm thankful to her, as I have been so many times during the year.
I want to add something to that, but she's my boss. So I need to keep buttering up the fingers for her. But she makes certain that I find every bit of military history dealing with the person I'm dealing with, so that she can put it in you guys' records, or the records of our people. So that when they pull a name and look it up, everything we can find about them is there. And I think that's very honorable of her.
Thank you. Now, the next two people I want to mention are Susan Davis and Judy Whittleson, who are over here. And they're in business to help you when you're doing events and things like that. And way back at the earliest stages, one of the first big event that we tried to do, that I had met Susan through an organization that we both belonged to, and found out that she could do this, and she did a terrific job. This is while we were getting the design for the memorial viewed, and she did a great job. And so then I thought about what she did and what we needed to do, and Barbara and I Barbara Goodman and Barbara Rivera and I talked about it, and I said, you know, Barbara, we can do this. The next event we're going to do. The next event we did. We were in a hotel. We decided that would be the last event. But we did it. And from then on, Barbara and Susan and Judy did our events for us, including they were the ones who helped put on that show for dedication. So if any of you were here for dedication, you owe a vote of thanks. Stand up, Judy and Susan. So those are the and there's one other person here who worked for me for 12 years, Anne Marie Sherman. Right there. And she did a great job too. And so these are the people, some of the people. And then there's one other person that I would be remiss if I didn't mention. And I would really be in trouble. And that's Mary Ann Cochran, my housemate. Because if it hadn't been for her, I wouldn't have gotten here tonight. She takes me to work in the morning. She brings me home. She's a cook, and I'm not.
That's not true. You made a great Vidalia onion.
What?
I said you always made great Vidalia onions.
Yeah. So anyway, those are the people that have been important in my life.
Hello?
So even though I'm 90, I'm glad that I've had these people with me, by my side. Now, there are other people I could have mentioned, but these are really the top people. And I want you to know that I'm very proud of my sisters, daughters and all they've done with their children and everything they've done in every way, and the fact that they flew in, they drove in, they did whatever they needed to do to be here for the original planned event for 400 and some people. But they came, they stayed, and they're with us tonight. So would all of you daughters stand up? And children. And you can be proud of many, many things, but I want you to know that I am particularly proud of two of those children. And one of them is Mara, and she's here. And she went to the University of Illinois for her degree, which was my university. And every course she took, she got an A. I didn't. And as a result, she got a scholarship to go to another university to get her master's degree, and she's working on that now. And her brother Ian, he's right here, and he is a very talented musician, and he qualified in his graduation from high school for a scholarship. And they're both teaching school at this. That was until they closed up, like all the other schools. Now they're trying to figure out what they're supposed to do Monday morning. But he has done a brilliant job in music. And I'm just curious as to what he ends up doing and being when he goes, as his career develops. But I'm very proud of both of them. Please stand up, both of them. Thank you. And I think that's it. Oh, one more thing. I want you to know that I am immensely proud of the president, the new president of the foundation, who is somewhere here, right there. And she is doing a tremendous job, Phyllis Wilson. And for some of you who may not know this, I never wanted to do this job. I never wanted to be president. And I missed a meeting of the board, of which I happen to be a member, and got a phone call from one of the people there telling me that I'd been elected president. And I said, I told you I wouldn't do it. She said, I don't care what you said, you're the new president. And I became president. And time went by, and I finally, as I interviewed and met people around women who had served in World War II, a few in World War I, and who were serving at the time. And I found out what it meant to them to see that there was a place where they paid tribute to them. They didn't know about the history of women in the military. And I came back and I said, we've got to make this go. And we did. And we had help from these folks here, from Judy, and from Susan, and a lot of people. And probably many of you sitting here tonight made a donation. And this building right here, not this wall over here, but the rest of it is here because of you and what you did in helping raise almost $100 million to get all this done. So it's your memorial. And if you are a woman who served, it certainly is yours, and if you're not registered, do something about it. Thank you.
So what we thought we'd do is take you on a brief journey.
Heavenly Father, I want to ask you to please be in this building this evening and touch everyone who's here, because my sister has touched everyone before you. And I love her dearly, and I love you dearly, and I know that they've prepared wonderful entertainment for us this evening and wonderful food. And just by the grace of you, we get to eat together this evening. I want to thank you all. And I want to thank you especially, God, for doing this for us. With that, I will say, Amen.
Amen.
So we will be serving ourselves this evening. Why don't we start with Wilma Vaught? And those of you can just follow it. Okay? Thank you.
Others, and that these traits are responsible for their assuming positions of power and authority and whatnot. But at its very core, this assignment really bugged me, because you see, I have this pretty neat aunt in my family that not only fits this description, but redefines the definition entirely. You see, I know a great woman, and she is my great Aunt Wilma. However, because this professor insisted that this was supposed to be an unbiased essay, I wrote the Great Man paper about Marilla, who I think is the only person that can fix an event like this last minute and make it as amazing as it's been so far. So thank you, Marilla. You're wonderful. I met Aunt Wilma when I was 3 months old, when I didn't walk across the Memorial Bridge, but was instead carried to the event that was the dedication of the Weapons Memorial. And we returned to DC when I was 4 years old, when Dad repainted the interior of this building. And I remember meeting, really for the first time, my Aunt Wilma. And I remember that you were strong and imposing and smart and sensible and respected. But the thing that I remember most, aside from the plastic dishes that you kept in the bottom cupboard in the living room, the very same dishes I learned last night that my mom and her sisters, my aunts, played with when they were little kids. I remember those very distinctly. They were important to my childhood. But aside from all of those things, those adjectives that get associated with you when you're important and a brigadier general, I remember the way that everyone looked at you. Because you could be all those adjectives, but you also love really, really fiercely. And everyone who knows you, everyone in this room knows that about you, Aunt Wilma. You love your work. Some might argue that you love your work maybe too much. I mean, how many people do you know that have retired not once, but twice, who still work full work days, full work weeks, full work days, and every Sunday still manages to teach Sunday school? because I don't know very many people like that. And I know you love your friends. The people in this room today have been a part of my life and our lives for as long as I can remember. Because Aunt Wilma, you don't let people like Marilla or Vivian or Norma Jean and Anita and Hans go. And you always have been a good judge of character, because that list of friends is just way too long to list this evening. There's just too many wonderful people that you've brought into our lives as friends. Most importantly, though, you love your family. Oh my word, you love your family. I'm sure every one of my cousins, aunts, uncles, and grandmother in this room has enough Aunt Wilma stories to fill an entire book each. So we've heard stories about rings of satin and fabric, a big toy horse, impressive attempts of you trying to reverse into a parking spot in a much too big truck that you couldn't quite reach the pedals up. Stories about my aunts when they were little and mishaps on the road, not to mention that you recently remembered you were a ping pong champion in college, because that's pretty fun. These are the stories that we are all lucky enough to go home with this trip. And long story short, it's been a blast listening to Aunt Wilma's stories the last couple of days. And I can't wait to hear more when I come back next, because I could just eat them up. They're so much fun. But for now, Aunt Wilma, you have helped us all in monumental ways, from dental work and helping us with cars to helping so many of us go to school. I truly am not sure where we would be without you. So from all of us here, it's our turn to say thank you. And I want to say thank you for inspiring us, thank you for motivating us, thank you for pushing us to do better and to try harder. Thank you for teaching us to stand up for the things we believe in and that we know are right. Thank you, Aunt Wilma. You're the reason we're here. And I think that deserves a little round of applause too. So thank you. I said thank you. After my back surgery, Aunt Wilma so gingerly broke the news to me that I would not be able to enlist in the Air Force as I wanted to when I was little. But she reminded me that the possibilities ahead of me were endless if I put my mind to it. So my mom and dad kept their promise to Aunt Wilma and made sure that I could attend college in the way that she made sure they could attend college. And as I stand before you today, enrolled in graduate school and teaching my own classes with freshmen, I'm gonna say you were right. You were right then, you were right now. Because the possibilities are indeed endless, and I have a future I cannot yet even imagine laid out before me, and I couldn't have done it without you. None of us could have done any of this without you. So when I grow up, I want to be just like you, Aunt Wilma. I hope to give like you, and love like you, and encourage others to pursue higher education in the way that you have. And I want to look at others the way that you look at the people that you love. And I'll know I've made it when I get the same look back in return. So happy birthday, Aunt Wilma, and here's to many more birthdays to come. Thank you.
We have left out somebody very important, and I don't want to let that slip. The lady's name has become one of my family. She feels like a sister to me, and I'm sure she does to a lot of you. Her name is Marilla Kushner. For doing this, because she doesn't like to take any credit for what she does, but she really means a lot. From the moment my sister decided that we needed a memorial for women, Marilla was there, and she's been there ever since. Every day, working long hours, going with Wilma places, traveling with her, trying to get her on the train on time, going to sleep in the airport and missing the plane a few times. It's been a long journey, and she's been at my house, and she is wonderful. But here, she has been terrific. Okay? She's just, give her a hug when you see her, or pat her on the back or something. She needs all of our good wishes.
Wow. Pardon me. Phyllis says that her heart is on her sweet planet, surely as well. They said this has been quite a journey for all of us, and certainly for General Vaught in these 90 years. And we just heard the early years from, and what she has meant to her family. And it's clear that she means so much to all of us as well. All I wanted to be when I grew up was in charge. Who do you think said that? Wilma Vaught. All I wanted to be when I grew up was in charge. And I dare say any of us who served with Wilma Vaught in uniform never doubted that she was in charge. And that was okay, because we knew, and I think I can speak for all of those folks who served with Wilma Vaught, whether it be 1957 in Spain or Vietnam, the Pentagon, Air Force Systems Command, or U.S. Military Entries and Processing Command, we were all confident she would do the right thing. Make the tough decisions, the right decisions, that it wasn't about her, it was about the mission, and it was about us. It was about doing the right thing for the nation, the command, the right thing for us, I would say the mark of not just a good leader, but indeed a great leader, an extraordinary leader, Wilma Vaught. Still today, folks recall moments when Wilma Vaught personally made a difference for them. Made it possible for them to go to school, get a promotion, acquire a new skill, and some of those people are here tonight. Like many of our great leaders, she wanted to be in the thick of it, volunteering for Vietnam, going off to war in her skirt and hose. She was fearless. And like Winston Churchill, who would go up on the rooftop watching the bombing of London, she too sought to watch the bombing of Saigon from the rooftop of the Savoy Hotel. In those days, women weren't trained to use, nor were they issued weapons. But I know it won't surprise anyone here to learn that she found a way to get trained and even qualified expert before deploying. And believe it or not, she had her own AK-47 ammunition in the bottom bureau drawer in her bedroom in Saigon. And like many great leaders, she knew how things got done and never failed to utilize those strategies. Once on an overseas trip during what the newly promoted general officers called charm school, there was a discussion about the importance of staying engaged even when out of the office, as critical information and decisions often carry over to the golf course, or in the gym, or even in the restroom. So about that time, there was a break, and the male generals went off to the restroom, and of course carried on the discussion. One noted that it was a shame Wilma was not privy to this important discussion, that she was surely left out. And when about that time, a voice in one of those stalls said, "What makes you think Wilma isn't here?" Yes, Wilma Vaught understood and used the strategies of great leaders. And her leaders recognized the immeasurable skill and talent she brought to the fight as well. Whatever the fight might be, sending her off to Guam with 3,000 men of her bombardment wing, even when it was against the law to have a woman deploy with a combat wing. But he knew she was the best and was willing to take the hit. He would ask her forgiveness rather than permission. As a young officer in Spain, it was Wilma Vaught who accompanied the commander to events with the leaders and dignitaries of the host country. She was that good, and is remembered to this day by many of the people in Spain. And a great leader is a practical and resourceful, using all her resources to get the job done. It was Wilma Vaught who was sent to do an analysis of the subordinate command's missile system. Realizing Wilma was a woman, the subordinate commander deemed she could not do the analysis. Why? Because there was no restroom for women. At which point, Wilma asked, well, is there a restroom? Commander, yes. Wilma, what's it like? Commander, well, it's a room with a toilet. Wilma, does it have a door? Commander, yes. Wilma, well then we don't have a problem. Either you're in it or you're not. Wilma Vaught has always been a practical and resourceful leader. Above all, Wilma Vaught willingly served God and country around the world for a lifetime. She rose to a coveted military rank, one of a handful who had achieved that distinction at the time, and inspired women to persevere to even higher ranks and opportunities within the armed forces. This alone would have been enough for many, but she embraced and spearheaded a project that would be daunting for other men and women, the Women in Military Service for America Memorial, the nation's only major memorial to tell the story of women's service to the nation, the place where America pays tribute to women's contributions to its defense. Wilma Vaught spent years planning and placing every block in place, rising above scores of obstacles to give the nation this extraordinary treasure. While every day at the memorial brings meaningful moments, the dedication is unquestionably the day to remember, which many of us remember. It was a fine day of celebration and poignant moments. The elderly women who had served in World War II and earlier were there in wheelchairs and walkers, holding photos of themselves in their younger days so that other women veterans might recognize them as they saw and when they served in the U.S. together. The high point of the event was when 100-year-old Frida Hardin, a World War I yeoman F, said, "When I served in the Navy, women couldn't even vote," and went on to encourage all the young women in the audience to go for it. Today, nearly 23 years later, the memorial still brings women of the military and their families together in fellowship and memory and in force, and that's because of Wilma Vaught. They will all be remembered now. Wilma Vaught, through the memorial you built, the Women in Military Service for America Memorial, is a living memorial, a continuing legacy for all women who served our great nation, our United States of America. So congratulations, Wilma Vaught, on your birthday and for all your extraordinary achievements. We salute you. And as Paul said in the opening paragraphs of his letter to the Philippians, I thank my God every time I remember you. So, thank you. So I'm going to be followed by our great friend Susan Davis.
I didn't want to follow that. That was so incredible, Marilla. Thank you for capturing Wilma in the most perfect way. And no one can do it better than you because you've been with her every step of the way. Let's give her a round of applause. So I'm just going to tell a few stories. I think a few of you might know them, but these are legacy stories of our journey together. Judy and I met Wilma probably 30 years ago at this point, and this is someone you meet and go, this is an extraordinary leader, extraordinary woman leader. We're going to follow her anywhere and everywhere, and we did. And it's been a really extraordinary journey for us. And it began with, as Wilma said, us meeting at a party and getting to know one another, and then Judy and I getting a chance to get to know her, and ultimately getting involved with all kinds of things with the memorial, beginning with helping to create the logo. And that was just the beginning. But I'm just going to tell you two stories that are special stories between us that are, you can't make these up. So it was very hard, as you know, to raise money for this memorial. And it was frustrating and disappointing, and there were many times when we all thought, this maybe isn't going to happen. And it was around the time of Desert Storm, and our soldiers and everyone had come back, and there was a big Desert Storm picnic and a big Desert Storm parade, and we were trying to raise money from corporations, and they were saying, we gave to Desert Storm, and so we've already covered everything, and sorry, there's no room in the end. So Wilma and I, Judy, all of us, Nola, we talked, we couldn't figure out exactly what to do, and we were praying on it. Really praying hard, and I ended up being at a meeting, and this man came in the room and sat next to me. I didn't know who he was, and when there was a little break, he started writing something down on a piece of paper, and he gave it to me. Can you hear me, Mama? Yes. He gave me this piece of paper, and I opened it up, and it was Isaiah 40:31. He said, here, I think you might be able to use this. It was, he that trusts in the Lord will soar as a winged eagles. They will walk and not grow weary, run like a flame, walk and not grow weary. So he gave that to me, and I thought, well, that's interesting, but it was very motivational. And the next morning when I woke up, I don't know if I had a dream, I don't know what it was, but I had this idea, and I said to Wilma, let's go to Kuwait and ask them to give us $35 to register every woman who served in Desert Storm. And Wilma thought I was a little crazy, but I thought, okay, I'm going to go try it, right? So I went to the ambassador of Kuwait and asked him whether or not they would do it. And he had a very poker face, and honestly, I didn't think he would do it. And Wilma didn't think he would do it. And he said, well, take it under consideration and talk to our government, and you'll hear from us. So fast forward maybe a month or so after that, and I got a call from the embassy that said the ambassador would like to talk to General Vaught and you, can you come over? So we figured, okay, we're going to get some money, but we're probably going to get $10,000 or something like that. And so we went over, and the ambassador said, our government has granted your request $850,000 to register the women who served in Kuwait, which is shocking to us, but so exciting. I can remember how we felt just coming out of there. It was so exciting. And then Wilma says, what other country do you think will give us more money? And I said, well, Saudi usually does everything that the Kuwaitis do, so let's try it. So we went to the Saudis, and they did. They gave us $850,000. Then Wilma, who's at a ceremony where we're getting this money twice, she did this. She said to the Kuwaiti ambassador, could you round it up to $1 million? And they did. And then she said the same thing to the Saudis, and they did. So that $2 million was a catalyst to all of a sudden money started to come in. It was just a major breakthrough. And it allowed us to then, finally get to dedication, to that absolutely incredible dedication. And if those of you who were involved in it remember, the weather was just terrible leading up to it. It was downpours, and we didn't know what we were going to do. I mean, we didn't know actually if it could go on. Well, Wilma said, it will go on. But she said, we need a miracle. And so I said, well, my grandmother once said, that if you get a free pair, get a new pair of women's panties, turn them inside out, and bury them in the ground, good luck comes. So I sent one of our staff people to Macy's, got a new pair of women's panties. Wilma and I went up on the roof, buried them. And the next morning, the rain stopped in order for us to have the dedication. So you gotta thank my grandmother for that. So there's an end to the story, which is
historical picture.
really amazing. And that is, after the dedication and after we've gotten through, it was just such a wonderful time. So we're so excited about the museum being open and the memorial being open. Wilma one day said to me, Susan, I've been meaning to tell you something for a long time. She said, one day, while we were trying to raise the money, before the Kuwaitis gave us the money, I was in Austin, Texas, about to give a speech, and a woman came out of a gymnasium and she said, are you Jenna Vaught? And I said, yes. And she said, I have something for you. And she gave her a piece of paper, and it was Isaiah 40:31. The very same as I got from someone that I didn't know. So I would say there's divine intervention that happened with this. Judy and I feel it was divine intervention to even meet with Wilma and to be privileged to be with you on this journey. It's been the best journey of our professional career, and we thank you for letting us be along the way. Now, we've got a little song we want to sing for you. Who's got a really good voice here? My allergies are taking mine over some great.
Musicians.
Ian. Okay. Do you know this song?
No,
Aaron?
I do not.
Okay. It's from White Christmas, Bing Crosby. I think he was a little bit before your time, right?
I've seen it.
No.
This sucks, dude.
We'll follow the general wherever she wants to go. We'll follow the general wherever she wants to go. Wherever she goes, opposite to flow. We'll stay with the general wherever she wants to stay. As long as she stays away from the battle spray. Because we love her,
Especially when she keeps us on the ball. And we'll tell the king the answer to his call. With the grandest woman soldier of them all. Because we love you, we love her. Especially when she keeps us on the ball. And there's never kids, he gives her duty's call. With the grandest woman soldier of them all.
The dog's not there.
Thank you so very much. So now we have our president, Phyllis, is going to say a few words and close.
The ceremony, the event, and the evening. Please do make sure a couple admin points. There is a guest book. Please take a moment to sign in to the guest book, which is over behind me. This massive banner of General Vaught, which if you'd like to get a photo, it's a great photo place. There's also baskets and baskets of birthday cards and well wishes and notes. Many of those are women that actually attended the dedication or have met you personally, General Vaught, through the course of the last 20 plus years. And those are, they'll bring tears to your eyes. You start opening some of those cards and reading what they have said about this great lady. So again, to Susan and Judy, I'm so glad that you remember the dedication. Those of you that were here and part of the dedication, I want to make sure General Vaught is still around with us for our 25th anniversary. We intend to do a great redesign of the inside of this memorial. between now and October of 2022. And we would like to also conduct, she's given me the scrapbook, well, I've looked at her scrapbook of the dedication weekend, which is just enough to scare the bejesus out of me. I think maybe we shouldn't try to do that and replicate what dedication was for our 25th anniversary. But October of 2022 is when we fully intend to do events that rival. They'll never match the original, obviously, but that will rival. And there's really two new generations of women that have served since the original opening that have missed out, or those that were already aware of it but were not able to attend. So we're hoping to obviously have another 30 or 40,000 people that will come participate for our 20th anniversary. So we'll send out save the dates when it's time, but we're hopeful again that Susan Davis International and Judy, that the two of them will be part of that spearheading process as we continue, and we'll always rely obviously upon Wilma Vaught to keep us straight. She's always in charge. She lets me know when I'm going slightly astray, but she gives me room. That's the mark of a great leader, don't you think? She lets you grow. You learn a few times, and she never does I told you so thing. But she gently puts me back on a path that she knows is right. And she's coached and mentored so many of us that she's refined it to we're going to have to find a way that we call it a Vaughttism. Because she really I've never met anybody like her. I'm so fortunate to have this. So I just want to close this by saying, happy birthday, General Vaught. Please, if you have not signed, we really do want to capture your notes and thoughts about this evening. And before we cut the cake, well, it would be remiss if we did not, and we do not want this girl to lead the happy birthday song. And come right over here. Yeah, you can do it. So let's to General Vaught, because as you know,
Birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, General Vaught. Happy birthday to you.
Happy So, General.
Oh, it's chocolate. I can smell it.
Awesome.
Thomas is ready.
It's good.
It's good.